How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hello, and welcome back to Arcanum Gaming. My name is Richie, and today we are jumping into our brand new point-and-click adventure game series. This is Foolish Mortals. So when we played the demo a few weeks ago, well, is it a few weeks? Maybe a month or two at this point. I don't really remember. See, I'm recording this probably about a week, a little week and a half maybe before the video is going to go live. The game came out last week while I was out of town on vacation, so... which was perfect timing because I had just recorded the Big O Boss incident. Actually knocked that out in like a day and a half, which was great. Very fun game, very good, but I'm looking forward to jumping into this one. I had been planning to start Grim Fandango, which I've been planning to play for like 5 years. Just keep pushing it back, so we're going to probably do that. If all goes well, that's going to be our kickoff game for 2026, but... I decided I didn't want to wait on this one. Obviously, I wanted to wait a couple weeks, give everybody a chance to play it before we go through it together. Because, I want you to have an opportunity to experience the game before you join me for it. So, we're going to jump in today. Let's take a quick look at the settings first. Now, when I played the demo of this, I wasn't super excited for it right off the bat, but kind of the more that I've sat and thought about it, watched an interview with the developers on another YouTuber's channel, I've gotten a lot more excited for the game, so yeah. Looking forward to seeing what the full game is like too, because the demo was pretty good. So I already I turned the music volume down a little bit. I might have to adjust that again later, we'll see. Like with all these newer adventure games, we're going to start with the music on, and then depending on if we run into any copyright issues uploading the first video, I may have to mute the music for the rest of the game. We'll see. Hopefully not. I've really only had an issue with that with, it was Rosewater, which I didn't even finish, and Big O Boss Incident. I also had issues when I did the demo for that one. Yeah, turn the sound effects down one and turn the music down a couple. I also turned down this dynamic hints frequency. I don't know exactly what that is. I think that's if you get stuck, how frequent the characters will, kind of give you a hint to guide you to where you want to go. I didn't want to turn it completely off. Because I much prefer this as to having to look up hints when I get stuck, which, if you watched any of my other adventure games, you know that happens once in a while. Not too often, fortunately, with most of the games that we've played. But every once in a while there's a puzzle that I just can't get my mind around. So, we have timed puzzles on. I don't know about that. We'll have to see. I'm gonna keep it on for now because that's how the game is intended to be played. Save game recaps. I think I'm gonna turn this on. Because, when I play these games for the channel, I don't tend to record them all right away, unless, like last week where I was going to be out of town, so I recorded a few weeks ahead. So I tend to forget some things, so we're going to turn that on. Obviously, we're playing in full screen, and as much as I dislike subtitles, I'm going to leave them on for everybody there. So we're going to go ahead and start a new game. Okay, left click to interact. Double click to quick travel, right click to examine. Simple enough. Begin. Something I did like about the demo a lot for this game
They
was
said there was a treasure on the island.
Hold that
Its
thought.
location known only to the dead. I could see it in my dreams. How was I supposed to know that in order to find it, I'd have to die too?
Dun 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 dun. Very cool intro. Reminds me a little bit of Curse of Monkey Island here. The credits. What I was saying about the demo is that I actually really enjoyed the demo the more I thought about it, because I don't remember the last time we had a demo where you start kind of in the middle of the game instead of right at the beginning. I don't know if I've ever actually seen that. There's probably another one. I feel like maybe I played another one recently, actually. Simon the Sorcerer Origins was also like that. Which, I mean, I guess this was kind of pretty close to the beginning, but it wasn't right at the beginning because you already had a couple of the ingredients. I know that that has also changed, that there's a few more items that you have to collect in that first section of the game. So the demo is fairly outdated, actually, I think. I love this intro so far. Music's pretty good too. So yeah, have you guys already played this? What did you think of it? Let me know. If you haven't, go play it before you watch the video.
Well, I think you're a fool. Everyone on Devil's Rock knows what happened to that house. Over 30 years it stood empty now. Locals won't go near it. I say all it contains now is dust, cobwebs, and bad luck.
I don't have time for ghost stories.
Then what do you want with it?
33 years ago, the Belmore Trading Company was wound up and absorbed by the state. The owner's dead, the heir nowhere to be found. Money was missing from the company accounts, and it's still unaccounted for. I'm here to find it.
So you're a treasure hunter?
Not quite. I'm an auditor.
An auditor? Records, taxes, all that stuff?
Think of me as the adventurer of the accounts book. But on this case, I'm out of office and on location. At 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, the state's claim on that money lapses for good along with my commission. So I've got one night to find it. I'm overdue for a meeting with the parish comptroller to reopen the case.
The comptroller you're meeting wouldn't happen to be Theodore Grimes, would it?
Yes, I believe it is.
Would be hard to convince him, I'd say.
Why's that? I'm a good talker.
He died about 4 days ago. I'd wager he's waiting to be buried in St. Juniper Cemetery, stiff as a board.
Okay, that might be tricky. Talking to the dead isn't quite within my skill set.
Remember what I said about that house and bad luck?
My bad luck started long before that house. It's a 3-day journey to get here, and it took me 7. And ever since my suitcase got dropped overboard on the steamer, all I have to my name is a pocket watch, a magazine, and $1.
Less than $1, actually. You owe me for the taxi ride.
Right, okay. Well, here's your money.
And here's your change.
Didn't you say you'd take me into town?
You can walk from here. No one with any sense would go further onto this island at night. And remember, the tide's coming in. Within the hour, you'll be cut off from the mainland until tomorrow.
That suits me. I took the pocket watch out of my vest and clicked open the cover. I've got 13 hours to find $13 million.
Unlucky for some, but if you're really dead set on it, here's a tip. Go find the Spirit Queen.
The Spirit Queen? Who is that?
I think you'll find you mean, what's that? Good luck, Murphy McAllen.
Prologue, the Spirit Queen. Oh, was that the name of the old riverboat? Some great music.
Walking into the port town of Deadnettle, I could sense its history in every stone, brick, and plank. Echoes of merchant ships loading and unloading all manner of cargo from expeditions throughout the Caribbean. Gold and treasure that may still lie hidden on the island.
Awesome. It is a little bit loud though, so I am going to... How do I bring up the menu? I'm going to turn the music down a little bit because it's pretty loud for me here. Let's go ahead and save. I mean, we just started. There's not really much of a reason to save, but okay. So we have loose change.
It was the change the taxi driver had given me from our drive across the causeway, a dime and a penny.
All right, we got 11 cents to our name.
It was the pocket watch I'd been given when I reached 5 years as an auditor. I didn't know whether it was to celebrate the fact or rub it in.
Mary and Macabre magazine. The Vanished Wedding. 2 cents. For richer, for poorer. Oh, that text is small. I can't read that very well.
It was the magazine where I'd first read about the Belmore treasure. Now I was going to find out if it was more than just a ghost story.
Well, I can't read it. It's text too small for me, but well, maybe I'll try. Mysterious manor, bewitching bride, and a treasure trove that remains undiscovered to this very day. Hide beneath the blanket as we recount the spooky story of the vanishing wedding of Belmore Manor. I'm gonna have to let you guys pause and read it if you want to. Yeah, I can't read that without my glasses. Besides, I think we're gonna get a recap anyway, in a little while. I remember that from the demo, kind of. There's a jewelry shop here. You know what? Let's try it again. I'm just gonna have to get a little bit close to the camera here. Sorry. Okay. I say it happened on Halloween night, 1899, on the ominously named island of Devil's Rock. The creme de la creme of Louisiana society had been invited to the grand wedding of Abigail Belmore, younger sister of the Belmore brothers, wealthy owners of the Belmore Trading Company, which traded the waters of the Caribbean. British by birth, the brothers took over the Belmore Trading Company upon the tragic death of its original founders, their parents, while also adopting their younger sister. The wedding of Abigail Belmore was said to be the highlight of the year for Louisiana high society, but it was already a wedding plagued by scandal and tragedy. Abigail declared her love for a sailor who worked aboard her brother's ships, eschewing the eligible bachelors across the South. Abigail was courted and proposed to by a commoner. Unsure at first, but compelled by their love of their little sister, the brothers sanctioned the marriage and planned to make it a spectacle. But a fairy tale wedding this was not. In the months leading up to the wedding, each of Abigail's brothers, one by one, went missing, never to be seen again. The writer's theory, murder. But who could accomplish such a heinous crime? The story takes a mysterious twist. The morning of the wedding, Abigail declared she would not marry the stalwart sailor, but would instead marry John Rackham, first officer of the Belmore Trading Company and its director, following the disappearance of the Belmore brothers. Was the bride stolen from the sailor? Was the bride rescued by the officer? Or were the two men simply pawns of a demonic debutante? Interesting. I wonder... My theory is that... Here's my guess. And, I mean... Don't tell me if I'm wrong, because we'll find out throughout the course of the game. I'm wondering if maybe he made the brothers disappear and then maybe cast some kind of like a voodoo curse or something on her to force her to marry him. Something like that, so that he could take control of everything. That's my theory here. The following morning came, and no newlywed couple was to be found. Through the night, it is said that a huge green flash erupted from the manor house, and no one, not the bride, the groom, nor any of the guests, was ever seen again. The house was abandoned, the Belmore Trading Company broken up, sold off, the island left to fade into obscurity. Maybe he was trying to do something and she interrupted it and caused them all to die instead of being forced to marry him. Again, this is just my best guess. Well, yeah, if you know, you know. Just don't spoil it. And yet, the wealth of the Belmore family has never been found. Gold, jewels, or even more esoteric treasures all still lie undiscovered to this day. House is avoided by anyone who knows its past, still stands at the heart of the Belmore estate, rotting away, with its fading secrets still locked inside. What happened to the vanishing wedding? What happened to the Belmore treasure? The story gets stranger still. Rumors abound that the Belmore brothers had an interest in the occult, and this dalliance with the dark arts may have seduced them. Could voodoo from the Caribbean expeditions have influenced Belmore Manor? On occasion, the night sky above Devil's Rock still illuminates the green glow, a memory of that fateful night when an eerie wedding vanished. Entire wedding vanished. See, I really need my glasses for this. Or perhaps it is a beacon to a priceless treasure still waiting for an adventurer foolish enough to pursue it. Till death do us part. Okay. That was quite a long-winded read there. That's already taken up 16 minutes. All right, let's go ahead and explore around a little bit here.
The door was locked with a sign in the window saying, "Closed for private appointment, reopening shortly." I could see two gentlemen inside the store. A spindly man with a wiry mustache had his face pressed against a display cabinet, while a diminutive older gentleman tried desperately to pull him away. I'd seen similar behavior in Laurel and Hardy pictures.
Okay. Reference to a old comedy duo. Let's go over here. Can we walk any faster? We can. We can double click to run. That's nice.
The puppet show hadn't started yet. Set up on the seafront was an elaborate carved wood puppet theater with Pulcinella painted across the top.
Okay. I think my original impression of the characters, they do seem to stand out a fair bit from the background in design. At least our main character here does. What's his name? McKellen.
I shook the gate, but it wasn't going to open. Down the passageway, I could make out a portion of an illuminated courtyard and the echoing trickle of a fountain.
Oh. So we can't access that yet. I wonder... Well, I bet we have to find the ship first.
Slap me with a paddle. It's a whopper.
Okay. Oh, his line
Well,
broke.
blast my barnacles. That's the third one tonight. These fish sure must have been spooked by something.
I remember... I think I remember liking this character a fair bit. Remember somebody commented on the demo that...
Are the fish biting?
Not so well today, to tell the truth. That was the first nibble in hours. I'm near Kip's, by the way. I haven't seen you around here before.
I'm here because I have a very important job on this island. A calling that only I can fulfill. Dark secrets that I need to uncover.
Oh, you're a tourist. Now, why on earth would you choose Devil's Rock as the place to vacation?
I must have done something to upset my travel agent. The name's Murphy McCallan.
Nice to meet you, Mac. Not peckish, are you? You can help yourself to what I got here in my bucket if you like.
Oh, thanks. My expectations of a local seafood delicacy quickly unraveled when I plunged my hands into what felt like lumpy jelly. Ugh! It was a handful of fish guts.
Ha! That's the best bait you get around here. They smell pretty bad, but the critters on this island love them. Who would have known they're good at suckering in tourists, too?
Wise guy, huh? Anyway, what I was saying is someone in the comments on the demo said they thought Kip here looked like Tiana's father from Princess and the Frog. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. I can see the resemblance, but obviously it's not an exact match. Have you heard of the Spirit Queen? What's life like? What's that you're reading?
Have you heard of the Spirit Queen?
Heard of her? Sure. But I wouldn't be heading out into the bayou at this time of night.
If she's out there, that's where I need to go.
Murphy, bayou's dangerous. It's not the kind of place you want to go alone.
I'll be careful.
Well, if you're set on it, just take the western route out of town, left at Pimlico Rock, then right on into the bayou. Without dark it gets in there, you'll see the lights guiding you the last stretch of the way. Just make sure the gators don't get too attached to you.
Okay. So we have the beach, dead end. Oh, we actually have to find our way around the map. Everything is not unlocked right away. What are you reading?
What's that you're reading?
This is Herman Melville's Moby Dick.
Are you enjoying it?
I'm struggling my way through it, to be honest. I thought it was a how-to book. I much prefer the last book I read. It was much more action-packed.
What book was that?
The Encyclopedia of Fishing Lures, 3rd edition.
Action-packed, huh? Okay.
What's life like in Dead Nettle?
Well, it's not the hustle and bustle it used to be, but it suits me just fine. The ships just don't come through Dead Nettle anymore. Not since the disappearance.
You must have been talking about the Belmore wedding. The locals actually believed the story. Have you ever considered moving to the mainland?
Nah, I wouldn't like it over there. Crazies, oddballs, crackpots. The mainland doesn't have any of them.
That's not where I thought he was going with that, but I do appreciate it.
I'm going to get back to exploring the island.
I wouldn't go looking for it if I were you, you know.
Excuse me?
The folks this island gets now either seem to be looking for something or running away from something. You look like you're doing both. You got your eye on that Belmore treasure, and I wouldn't be doing right by you if I didn't warn you to stay away from it. I know this island has a reputation for the macabre, and it's all fun and games in the beginning, but dig too deep, and you end up in a place you don't want to be.
What makes you think I... Ned looked at me in a way that told me my playing innocent wasn't going to work. Okay, that's right, but I'm not a grave robber. I'm an auditor, contracted by the state.
It don't matter what your reasons are, Mac. You need to be careful with that house. Us locals, we don't go anywhere near it.
I appreciate the concern, but who can really say they've seen a ghost?
I have, Murphy, and I'm not the only one. Ever since the disappearance, anyone brave or foolish enough to go up to their house has seen the same thing. You might say it was moonlight shimmering off dusty glass, the shadow of a tree branch, or a curtain blown by an unseen breeze. But deep down, we all know what we saw.
What did you see?
The Phantom. It's not something anyone will forget. Every poor soul who's seen the Phantom has been plagued by the most awful experience. Night after night of endless nightmares. Months of restless sleep. Just visions of faces. Evil faces. Laughing. It's like it can infect your dreams.
And who do you think the Phantom is? Or was?
Nobody knows. But it must have been someone at that awful wedding. Someone who doesn't want to leave the house. Or doesn't want to let anyone in.
I appreciate your concern, but I have a job to do. I don't think my boss would be too happy if I report back that ghosts and ghouls are what's standing in my way.
You're not the first to come looking for the treasure, you know.
But if I find it, I could be the last.
Whether you find it or not, I hope that's true. For everyone's sake.
Ned's talk of nightmares was the last thing I needed to be worried about. Even if it was a job, ever since I read about the Belmore treasure, all I could do was dream about finding it.
Okay. What's this? Alright, that's the
It was
scale.
a mechanical scale used for weighing fish.
That's right, because we need to get the fishing pole or the bucket or something. We hang a fish on there and then it gives us the fishing pole.
I had more important things to do than fish. My pockets still reeked from the last handful of fish guts. I didn't need any more.
Got some chum. Okay. Alright, let's move on.
A fishing net had been stretched between two poles to dry, and then clearly forgotten about.
Can't pick it up.
The fishing net was worn and useless. Using it would have been like trying to catch soup with a sieve.
Okay. Alright, let's head back to the beach first.
As I returned to the beach, I could see the causeway was now fully flooded over by the rising tide. I was trapped here until dawn.
Oh, that's a cool effect. The waves coming up, and they're coming up at different speeds too. That's cool. Alright, there's a girl here. A tin boat.
Hello? Little girl? Have you lost your mommy and daddy? It's late. There could be a lot of strange people around.
Yeah, I think I'm talking to one.
Maybe I should introduce myself. My name's Murphy McCallan. What's yours?
Mallory Wisp, angel on the outside, malevolent force of disparagement, derision, and disorder on the inside. At least, that's what Mrs. Huxley wrote in my school report. Hey, do you know what an enfant terrible is?
Do your parents know you're here?
Of course they do. This is my happy place. I come here when I need to cheer up.
What's got you down?
It's my birthday, and I didn't get the present I wanted.
Well, happy birthday. Is being out here helping?
A little. It's a nice place to plot my revenge.
This doesn't sound like an appropriate way for a little girl to spend her time.
Little girl? Little girl? What am I supposed to like? Posies and princesses? Tiaras and tea parties? Those are not my thing.
What present did you want for your birthday?
A doll?
A doll?
What's wrong with wanting a doll?
Nothing. I just didn't expect it. It doesn't quite fit with your whole aura.
I'm still a little girl. I don't have to defy all your stereotypes. Instead, I get this stupid tin boat. I know Sebastian's got something to do with it, too. He was all over the tin boat when I showed him my toy catalog from Mulligan's.
Is he one of your friends?
Not in a million years. You can see right through him.
Alright, so I'm guessing we need to find a doll, trade it for the boat.
How are you planning on getting revenge?
I'm not sure. Currently, I'm at the plotting and ruminating stage of my plan.
What are you plotting and ruminating about?
How things would be different if I was in charge of the world. We had a school project last week. What we want to be when we grow up. Mildred wanted to be a baker. Bobby wanted to be a firefighter.
What did you want to be?
Queen of the universe.
I guess no one can accuse you of lacking ambition. Do you think you could fix the world's problems and make the world a better place if you were in charge?
Oh, absolutely not. It would be far worse. My patience is worn so thin with all the idiots around me. I don't know if it would be wise for me to wield that much power. You to the dungeons! You to the torture room! It would be very cathartic for me, though.
Shouldn't you be heading home?
I'm in trouble at home. Mrs. Huxley held me back for detention yesterday. Again.
What did you do?
I convinced 3/4 of the class to sign over their eternal souls to me in exchange for some jelly beans. Third graders are remarkably easy to manipulate with a bag of candy and a little peer pressure.
Why did you do that?
You've got to speculate to accumulate.
Why did you want their souls? What use do you have for them?
Just making sure I'm prepared. And that's just step one.
I didn't dare ask what she was preparing for. Have you heard of the Spirit Queen?
Look, if Maury put you up to this, you can tell him that I have no intention of going anywhere near his big, boring boat again. And anyway, those skulls look better with a little lipstick on them. I even made some cowrie necklaces for them, but nope. If we have a skeletal uprising, they're just going to have to maraud without being dolled up. And they'll have to take it up with Maury.
Who's Moray?
Nope, not falling for it.
Alright, I better get going.
I wouldn't walk across the beach again if I were you. This beach is covered in quicksand. I can hop along the surface, but with your weight, you'll be sucked down like a noodle.
Oh no. Really? This beach has quicksand?
Nah, I'm just messing with you. Tourists.
I didn't want to take the little girl's balloon from her. Her brooding face made it more than clear that it wouldn't be a good idea to get on her bad side.
Okay. Alright, let's try heading over here now.
After what felt like miles, the eerie darkness of the bayou gave way to the soft orange glow of a gas lamp. And beyond it, the last thing I expected to find in the heart of the swamp. Hand-painted lettering on the side of a paddle wheel revealed the Spirit Queen wasn't a person, it was a riverboat. Its hull sagged, the woods swollen and split from years in the swamp. Peeling paint curled like dead skin, and what remained of its once grand decks now tilted and crooked. It looked like a wedding cake that had been left to rot.
Okay. Well, I remember there's something we need to do here. We need to open the window.
The damp air of the bayou had swelled the window in its frame. It would need more force than my bare hands could supply to open it.
Or was the door just unlocked?
I jiggled the handle, but the door was locked.
Okay. I thought I remembered it being a pretty easy solution the first time. Shrunken head.
As I took the shrunken head from the sign, it almost seemed to grin at me. Creepy.
Wouldn't happen to be Murray, would it?
It was a shrunken head with wispy white hair and tightly shut eyes.
Alright, so we got a big old alligator over here. Was this part of the demo? I don't remember.
A fierce-looking alligator blocked my way along the jetty. A broken chain hung from its neck like a leash, but this creature definitely wasn't under control. Its milky eyes stared past me, but I could tell from the way it shifted, the way its nostrils flared, that it knew exactly where I was.
We use the chum on the
I
back.
couldn't do that. Hand-feeding the alligator didn't seem like a good idea. What if it bit off more than I was offering? It was the kind of water that made you question every ripple. Was it the breeze or something hungry? Firstly, if I wanted to get across the jetty, I needed to make sure the alligator wasn't on it.
Okay. I was wondering if we could maybe talk to the alligator.
The shrunken head was dry and desiccated. I doubted the alligator would want it as a snack. The shrunken head was already disturbing enough without shoving rotting seafood inside it.
Fair enough. Water tower.
I considered climbing the water tower, but I couldn't imagine what I'd find at the top other than stagnant, moldy water. And there was plenty of that in the bayou already.
Fair enough. I think there was something we needed to do with that. Cut it open or something. Alright, we need to find a way to get past the alligator before we can do anything else. Let's head back into Dead Nettle. Okay, maybe we needed to get a fish? I don't remember.
Of all of the papers pinned to the board, one article stood out to me. It showed the beaming face of a rotund fisherman on the docks with a headline declaring he'd just broken the island's heaviest catch record.
Okay.
A notice board stood outside the newspaper office containing a... It was the door to a newspaper office. A note on the door said, "Out on a scoop. Back later."
Okay. Can't get in there yet. Can't get in there yet. Am I missing something obvious? This is still locked, right?
The door, I could see I'd seen some...
Let's go back and talk to Kip. Ned Kipps. Maybe he'll have an idea.
Good evening, Ned.
Hello again, Mac.
You didn't tell me the Spirit Queen was a riverboat.
Oh, sure. That thing's been moored up in the bayou with her keel kissing the mud for years. Witch doctor lives aboard her now. Claims to sell all manner of hoodoo and voodoo. But to believe that, you need to be dumber than the bachelor in New Orleans, throwing beads at the Sisters of Mercy.
Is there supposed to be a difference between hoodoo and voodoo? So I've heard those terms used generally interchangeably before. Not that I care that much, but
Catch you later, Ned.
See you around, Mac.
general curiosity. Okay. Well, none of these places seem to be accessible at the moment. What does this poster say? I know we need to hang the fish here to get something from Ned, but I don't remember what it was.
The
or where to
poster
get the
advertised
fish.
billiards at the captain's club, with 3 billiard balls and 2 cues framing a cube of billiard chalk.
Yeah, I remember that kind of. Alright, what do I have? I have a pocket watch, I have some money, the chum, and... oh, wait, what if we just throw the chum in the water? Is it really that simple? Throw the chum in the water, get the alligator to dive into the water. Let's give it a try. Okay. Chum in the
The
bayou.
fish guts could definitely draw the alligator's attention, but not if they sank into the bayou.
Okay, I'm on the right track. Crane.
I couldn't do that.
You can't do it.
The fish guts could definitely draw the alligator's attention.
But not if they sank into the bayou. So how do we make it float?
I couldn't do that.
You couldn't do that. We can't use the crane. Fish guts are the right thing to do. But not if they sink.
The fish guts could definitely draw the...
Oh, what about the little boat? But I thought we'd have to get a doll or something first. Maybe the head. Does she want the head?
Despite the little girl's disparaging look at her tiny toy, I doubted she'd be okay with me commandeering it.
Would you like this head?
How would you like to trade your tin boat for this?
A doll?
At least the head of one.
Deal! Oh, I'll hug him and kiss him and conquer the world with him.
It's a head. Well, thanks, Mallory.
She seemed busy with her new friend.
Alright, but the
I
guts
packed
in
the
boat.
fish guts into the tin boat. It was the smelliest little ship to sail the 7 seas.
Okay, excellent. Oh. A photographer. Oh, that's the reporter.
Mr. McAllen,
That's me.
Yes? How do you know my name?
it's a work assignment that brings you to the island. Am I right?
She began staring at me with intense, hypnotic eyes. Disguised within her tailored outfit and tortoiseshell spectacles, she had the crazed look of someone not entirely in touch with reality. That's right.
An auditing job.
Eyes that looked like she was reading my very thoughts. Yes?
And you're late. Days late.
I was beginning to panic. Ned had warned me about the supernatural on this island. Was this person standing in front of me equipped with psychic powers that could read my very thoughts? How do you know all this? Are you the witch doctor?
The witch doctor? No. It was written on this telegram that came in for you. It came through a few days ago now. Your boss isn't too happy by the looks of it. Bill Bolam, the taxi driver, telephoned and said I'd find you out here.
You're reading my telegrams?
I'm a newspaper reporter. It's one of the best ways to get a good story. Now, do you want it or not?
If you wouldn't mind.
McAllen, you're late reporting in. I don't remember authorizing the reopening of a cold case, but you better make sure it pays off, or you'll be swapping desks back to the mailroom. Sid Sinclair, Sinclair Auditing Company.
Do you want to send a reply?
What was there to say? My only contact was going to be pushing up daisies by morning, and my one lead was the magazine I'd been carrying with me since heading out. Before I checked in with my boss, I needed some progress to report badly. You know, for now I'll just leave it.
Suit yourself. Sounds like you're up to some fun on the island, Murphy. Be a sweetie and keep me updated so I have something to write about, won't you?
She didn't even wait for a reply before she started striding back through the bayou. She hadn't taken a single thing from me, and yet somehow, I still felt like I'd just been mugged.
Alright, let's launch the boat.
Perhaps this would attract the gator's attention. The hulking mass of scales and muscles lumbered to the edge of the jetty and dangled its toothy jaws over the side, its nostrils flickering at each waft of fish guts.
Okay. Try the crane now.
Ready? Aim. With a splash that would be the envy of any cannonballing kid at a pool party, the irritable reptile disappeared into the murky bayou. I just hoped it didn't hold a grudge.
Nice. Ooh, we got an achievement. See you later, alligator. Find a way past Mephistopheles. Okay. We found a way past him. There's a taxidermied fish, which we're going to need for later, I think.
The taxidermied fish looked like it was barely hanging on to the rotting wooden frame. Deciding it would be better coming with me, I picked it up. And in doing so, tore a long hole in its previously stitched-up seam.
Whoops. That's right, because we need to put something in it to weigh it down, right?
That didn't work.
I don't remember what we need to put inside of it, but that's not the point. Let's go ahead and head on in to the riverboat.
Spirits and specters from realms yet unknown, guide to me the wanderer who searches alone. Welcome, Murphy McCallan.
How do you know my name? Have you been reading my telegrams too?
I have no need for such trivial paperwork. I have eyes all over this island. Now it's time for me to see you for myself. Come, step into the light. I know a lot about you, Murphy. Unknown parents, a childhood spent in orphanages. I know things about you even you don't know.
How do you know all that?
My name is Dr. Moray. I am a conjurer, a shadow man, a controller of spirits that balance the line between life and death. And those spirits whisper to me. But for now, it's your time to talk, Murphy. Tell me why you've come to my humble abode.
I've been told you could help me.
That depends on what you seek.
I kept telling myself that the doctor's theatrics didn't convince me. That there must have been a logical reason why he knew what he did. But with how skittish the locals were, humoring him seemed like my only chance of learning more. I'm looking for the $13 million that went missing from the Belmore accounts. I'm an auditor in the company I work for.
Murphy, do you take me for a fool? I know what your mind sees when your eyes are closed. Tell me, Murphy, what do you dream of?
Completing the work assignment, finding the treasure.
I dream about finding the lost treasure of Belmore Manor.
I see that spirit within you, hungering for more than an auditor's life. And I know you've dreamed about that treasure every night since you first read the story. Tell me I'm not right.
It's like the treasure is calling out for me to find it.
Many have sought the lost treasure of Belmore Manor. All have failed. Some, it is said, have perished in the process. Do you know what happened at Belmore Manor all those years ago?
The ghost story? I've read it, but I don't know how much of it is really true.
All of it. Dark magic runs throughout Belmore Manor. The house was built by the Belmore brothers, 3 merchants from England, who made their fortune trading across the Caribbean. Xavier Belmore, an explorer. Yardley Belmore, an actor. And Cecil Belmore, a scientist. Their parents dead for many years, they each loved and cared for their young sister, Abigail. Abigail met a young sailor who worked aboard her brother's ships, and in less than a year, he proposed. The engagement was a scandal. Despite having the pick of any eligible bachelor in high society, her hand and her share of the Belmore fortune was to go to a commoner. Because of their unconditional love for their young sister, the Belmore brothers sanctioned the union. But people began to wonder if Abigail was being locked into marriage, whether by blackmail or black magic. The three proud brothers planned a grand wedding, but in the months leading up to it, one by one, each of the brothers was lost, presumed dead. And yet the wedding was still to go ahead. And with Abigail set to inherit the entire Belmore fortune once she came of age, people began to wonder whether the sailor was not a perpetrator, but a pawn. On the morning of the wedding, Abigail summoned the sailor to her chambers. "I don't love you," Abigail declared. "I never loved you." And before the guests gathered in the house, Abigail declared that she would marry another on that same evening. John Rackham, first officer of the Belmore Trading Company, would be her new groom. Except that didn't happen. That night, everyone in the house suddenly and mysteriously vanished. Perhaps it was the last revenge of the scorned sailor. In the house that night was a heart that would be broken, a victim who would be tricked, and a force that would unleash evil. But no one knows exactly who each was. If you want to find the treasure, Murphy, you'll have to find out.
You're telling me that all of that actually happened?
And so much more, Murphy. Mysteries you have yet to uncover.
Dr. Morey's performance was gripping, but it seemed like something out of the vaudeville shows I'd snuck into as a teenager. Grifters peddling magic spells, fortune-telling, and miracle elixirs. At least that's what I tried to tell myself. And the treasure, is that real too?
It is as real as you are, Murphy. And someone went to a lot of trouble hiding it.
Can you help me find it?
I can. If you can prove your dedication to the search, I will need you to retrieve something from inside the house. A small leather pouch called a gree-gree still lies inside Abigail Belmore's bedroom. We will need it if I'm to help you. This will get you inside.
You're not gonna pull a rabbit out of your hat for your next trick, are you?
I do not do tricks, Murphy McCallan. You'll soon learn this. The Belmore estate lies at the end of the northeastern peninsula of Devil's Rock. Find that gree-gree and bring it back to me.
Some kind of voodoo thing, right?
I'll be here when you return. And Murphy, this ghost story? Now it's your story, too.
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one. Okay. I do like a good ghost story. I don't care much for the voodoo angle, but like I said in the demo,
Framed by
it fits well
trees and
with
lit by
Louisiana
moonlight,
setting.
Belmore Manor stood imposingly in the still night air. Even without any lights on, felt like something inside the house was calling me, or warning me.
This game is very beautiful, I will say. The artwork is just phenomenal. The music is well done. Voice acting is decent. Let me check and see. How are we doing on time? We're at about 50 minutes. I don't really want to stop playing right now, but we're getting close to an hour. I don't want to go in here and start exploring all of this episode. Is there anything else that we can do first?
I was already where I needed to be, ready to go inside Belmore Manor.
Okay, yeah. We're not going to do that today. We're going to end the episode here a little bit early, and we'll pick it up next time exploring the manor and continuing on the story. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Really good start to the game. Looking forward to seeing the inside of the mansion and getting on to the first part where we got to collect all the ingredients for the witch doctor's voodoo spell thing, whatever he does, which we kind of saw how that's going to end up for him at the end of the demo. But yeah, good episode so far. Let me know what you guys think of this one, and we'll catch you in the next episode in a couple days. So thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.